Please stand for the presentation of the flag.
Coming on. Head up. Forward. March. Veterans stand up. We stand up.
Good evening and welcome to this very special graduation this evening. These graduates are special scholars with knowledge that few of us possess or will ever gain. This generation of students gave us the true meaning of courage, having endured the worst economic depression of all time and survived a world war that killed over 40 million people and devastated large parts of Europe and Asia. These men, through their courage and self-sacrifice, built the America that we know today and take for granted. So tonight, in a very small way, we honor each of you here by giving you something you were unable to get in your youth because you were busy doing bigger things. This diploma you're about to receive in 2000 is a heartfelt thank you from Attleboro for helping to save the world in the 1940s. The Attleboro Public Schools salute you, and I hope that you forgive us for taking so long to give you the recognition you so richly deserve. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to introduce the Honorable Mayor, Judith H. Robbins.
Thank you very much. Well, to all of you, I am very, very honored to be here on behalf of the City of Attleboro to give to you our official congratulations, our thanks, and our hearty well done for not only the wonderful service that you gave your country at a time when you could have been thinking about many other things, but for the service that you've provided to all of us for these many, many years. World War II was a very pivotal time in my life. I was a kid. I helped gather up tin foil from off the gum wrappers when we could ever buy gum, and put my dimes in cards so we could buy war bonds at school. And I never will forget the day the war was over. Standing out on the driveway playing hopscotch when suddenly floods of soap suds were coming down the driveway. And my mother, who was never a person who ever did things poorly, was standing in the garage. The washing machine was running over. She was listening to the radio and she was saying, "Judy, the war is over." It was amazing. And it was a gift that these people have given to us. World War II was possibly one of the last times when this country pulled together in a totally unselfish fashion, when people gave of themselves. And all I can say is these marvelous, bright young men sitting on the platform tonight, even though they are our veterans, are still the wonderful young men who went off from their high school days to save the world for democracy and to protect our way of life. Thank you.
I'd like to introduce Carol Martin, the principal of Attleboro High School.
Welcome, invited guests, and welcome to the members of the class of 1942, 1943, 44, and 45. I am pleased to represent Attleboro High School at this momentous occasion. At high school, our students this year often seek opportunities to serve their community. The individuals receiving their diploma tonight have served their community in a very special way. As high school students, you traded your innocence of youth for the terrors of war. Your personal sacrifice went well beyond the loss of your high school experiences and a high school diploma. We can in no way restore the loss of those high school years. However, we can bestow upon you a diploma which you earned. High school students earning credit for community service learning these days. As the principal of Attleboro High School, I will verify this evening that the veterans receiving their diploma have performed the ultimate community service and have earned the number of credits required for graduation. The class of 1944 yearbook that I had the privilege of looking at within the last hour has your class motto, "We follow where duty leads." Those of you being recognized this evening did indeed follow your duty, and we thank you. A quote from the foreword of that yearbook reads, "We, the class of 44, are the third class to leave AHS with a future of doubt and turmoil before us. Like our predecessors, we are determined to win a victory and peace. And when it is all over, we will turn once more to the ambitions we dreamed of as freshmen, before we knew a war. This, our yearbook, is a stepping stone which connects that future in our high school days, if only in our memories. May this ceremony this evening bridge your high school days from those memories to today. I join those of us from Attleboro High School, which are indeed very proud of your service, and congratulate you as recipients of high school diplomas.
Our students today, very marvelous, Attleboro High School Girls Ensemble has a number for you in memory of what you've done. Thank you.
All the music that we've tried to play tonight is from the 1940s to help add some sounds from the time period. So from 1941, this is Take the A Train. The A Train is the fastest way to Harlem.
Representing the class of 2000, I'd like to call President of the class, David Murphy.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, we gather in honor of those individuals who gave more than we as a community can ever repay. This city, commonwealth, and country owes a debt of gratitude for the men who are with us this evening and the families of those who could not be here for their dedication and commitment. When I was younger, the only thing I knew about World War II was that both of my grandfathers had fought in it. I knew this because every once in a while, my cousins and I would sneak downstairs to the basement in my grandparents' house and take a look at the sword that my grandfather was awarded at one point in his service. That sword came to be a very symbolic keepsake for my family. Now, years later, after my grandfather's death, it remains on the wall in honor of his contributions and yours. Throughout the history of mankind, we have been witness to an epic struggle, the struggle of good versus evil. In the 20th century, evil came in the form of those who thought they could oppress others solely because of their ethnic background. Evil also came in the form of those who thought they could conquer the world through sheer domination and force. However, the self-sacrificing individuals who are with us this evening, and so many of their peers, stopped them. You truly saved the world, and in doing so, you have set an example for future generations to follow. On Sunday, myself and 350 of my classmates received our high school diplomas. In doing so, we have inherited the struggle to which you gave so much. We are the heirs to your fight to obtain freedom for the world, and I say to you tonight, the struggle will continue. No longer do we do battle with Hitler's Germany, but instead we fight against those who attempt to keep those evil philosophies of oppression and persecution alive today. We will endeavor to fight for the preservation of the ideals that you sacrificed so much for. And so, rest assured, we will keep a vigil over your valiant cause. As we stand on the threshold of what will undoubtedly be a century full of its own triumphs and tragedies, we pause here tonight to say thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to express our ideas as freely as we can. Thank you for the opportunity to live life to the fullest. Thank you for the opportunity to continue the struggle that began thousands of years ago when humans first inhabited the earth. That, of course, is the struggle for freedom. A freedom we know because of you. Thank you.
Thank you, David. The class of 2006 is represented here this evening. Owella Middle School sixth grader Jackie Kelly has a poem for the graduates this evening. Jackie.
Congratulations on your graduation, and I wrote a poem that's called Graduation Day. You were just young men, going to school was all you knew. Hard as the greatest generation, a generation we look up to. The Battle of World War II led you to take a stand. Away from your home, your family, our freedom was left in your hands. As you fought, your bravery and courage shined for the stars and stripes, seizing the power by your endless spirit for many days and nights. Now here we are, standing at our flag with memories and tear-filled eyes. We all have discovered that you are the true heroes, so take great pride. You are unable to receive your diploma because you fought for us all. So today, please enjoy your graduation. Accept your high school diploma, continue to stand tall.
Thank you, Jackie. The Attleboro High School Sound Wave next.
The 1940s also brought about USO tours, so please consider this our very own little USO tour.
He was the biggest trumpet that's about Chicago way. He had soldiers out and down. He was on the track. He's in the army now, although and reveling. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B. He didn't those bugle for his Uncle Sam. He really brought him down because he couldn't jam. The captain seemed to understand, because the next day the cat went out and dropped his dead, and now the company jumps when he was reveling. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B. A root, a toot, a tootly, a toot, both an extra bar. Now every company jumps when he was reveling. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B. He was so boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B. Boys sleep boogie every night and wakes them up the same way in the early fright. They clap their hands and stamp their feet because they know how he plays. When someone gives him a beat, he really breaks it up when he was reveling. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B. a root, a toot, a tootly on a toot, goes an H to the bar. In boogie rhythm, be careful and note unless the bass and guitar is playing with him. And the company jumps to leave with happily. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B.
My pleasure to introduce Senator Cheryl Jakes.
Thank you all very much. What an honor it is to join with all of you in Attleboro. Last Friday, we did this for the North Attleboro veterans, and what a special night that was as well. It's to be able to join with all of these folks and give you back a night that you gave up so many years ago, your high school graduation. A special thanks to Tom Tully and his crew, Connie Urich, for making this happen, to our superintendent, Ron Pacey, the school committee, our principal, Carol Martin. I bet you never imagined giving high school diplomas to a group far older and far wiser than the two of you. Well, here they are, and a special group indeed. Congratulations to our very special guests, our World War II veteran class of 2000. By far the best looking group of 18-year-olds I've ever seen. When we get together at Memorial Day and Veterans Day, we're very focused on the tremendous sacrifice of our veterans, as we should be, and I think all of our minds immediately go to loss of life, loss of limb. And it's easy, as a result, to forget all the other sacrifices. And this night not only allows us to give something back to our veterans that really they gave up for us, but it also allows us to focus on the so many smaller sacrifices that we just don't even think of. The loss of a high school graduation, the loss of the party after with your family and friends, the loss of the chance to have your grandparents pat you on the back and tell you how proud they are that you're graduating from high school, to have your parents pat you on the back. All of that given up for us, the loss of your prom, the loneliness of being overseas and by yourself. One graduate today is like an adopted grandfather to me. Charlie Raposa is amongst the graduates. And until just a few months ago, when we were talking about this ceremony, I never even knew that he was only 17 when he volunteered for the United States Navy in 1942. He served for 4 years through a war, and when he returned to Attleboro, he served here in this community and has been a wonderful citizen in the city of Attleboro. And here we are 50 years later, who would have thunk it, able to give him back something that he gave up so many years ago, and to give this back to all of you and all the families you brought with you. I'll tell you, Tom Brokaw has it right when he says you are the greatest generation. He absolutely has it. And I just want to thank each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart for giving us such a tremendous country where we can all be respected as Americans, regardless of our differences. Thank you very much.
One of the very most significant events of my lifetime was the Allied victory in World War II. The men we honor tonight made a direct contribution to achieving that victory. They risked everything, including their lives, and they sacrificed enormously, including the completion of their high school diploma for that victory. More than sports figures, more than elected politicians, these are my true heroes, and most of them are unsung. 3 days ago, June the 6th, was the 56th anniversary of D-Day, Normandy invasion. Men from Attleboro in the first wave on Omaha Beach. Maybe some of these people were. As Stephen Ambrose has said, it wasn't the generals that took Omaha Beach. It was the foot soldier. It was the GI. Your victory in that battle and in that war make this day possible. And I salute you.
I'd like to introduce the person who really made this event this evening possible, with a lot of work and a lot of research. So I give you Veterans Agent Tom Tully.
Excuse me for a moment. It's dark here. I'm pleased, very honored to be here representing the veterans of the city of Attleboro. This is a wonderful thing, and we are all proud that we had a small part to play in it. An event like this, in order to be successful, takes a lot of people, all doing something a little special. I want to thank the superintendent of schools, Ronald Pacey, for his overwhelming support, the school committee and chairman, Jackie Romanetsky. They have supported this project from the very first discussion months ago. All of the people behind the scenes that really make it happen, and please let me name just a few. Joan Gillich, Assistant Superintendent. Joe Lovering, Assistant Superintendent. Ken Cabral, our host here at Thatcher School. Mary Jane McAllister from the central office. The ARA Food Services, which you will sample later. Julie Metter, the guide. Ken St. John, Sideshow. Jeff Carr, video. James Freeman, Class of 2000, video. Nathan Cook, Attleboro High School, program. The folks that really deserve the most credit, though, however, are Ed Stanton, Mickey Zito, and my own assistant, Connie Uriah. Mickey, Class of 45, there. He has been relentless in his search for these deserving men. Ed made 1,000 little things happen, put all the pieces together, worked 100 chaotic details to make it all a finished, smooth product. Thank you very much, Ed. And my assistant, Connie, who called every one of these fellas and wrote them all letters, perhaps made 100 telephone calls just to the cap and gown folks. Thank you, Connie. Without it, I couldn't have done it. These men will keep the caps and gowns, and that's the compliments of the American Legion Post 20. A copy of these proceedings is videotaped, and each one of these recipients will have a copy of that videotape. Thanks, VFW. Everyone wanted to be a part of it. Tammy LaFleur's class, the class of 2006 at the Coelho Middle School. They made banners that you'll see in the cafeteria. Also, in each folder the mayor gives out with a proclamation from the city. In it is included handwritten letters and a poem from that class. Jackie Kelly said it. You were the greatest generation. She was right. In Tom Brokaw's book, The Greatest Generation, he writes about our own Marion Rivers. He writes, in Attleboro, just outside her company's plant, and that was Metals and Controls, TI, Marion Rivers came to know the war effort through the troop trains that often stopped on nearby sidings, heading for Camp Miles Standish, a major point of embarkation for Europe. When the train stopped, the women in the plant would be summoned to a conference room and assemble baskets of fruit, candy, gum, and cigarettes for the GIs. Marion and the others would first head to the ladies' room to remove their silk stockings, which were as scarce as hen's teeth, and shredding those stockings would have been catastrophic. So bare-legged, they scuttled up the cinders on the steep railroad bed. The GI, she remembers, cheered as she and other young women distributed the baskets, laughing and waving at the young men who were headed for the great unknown. Later, back in the office, covered with coal dust, Marion said, oh, we loved it. And I think everyone loves to be on a winning team. Everybody wants to participate. Tom Brokaw tells of another young man who later, after the war, was visiting a plant some people employed there that he was complaining about. And the person, as an excuse, said, well, they're only 17 years old. What were you doing when you were 17? He thought for a moment and said, I was at war. And so were these men. Men held boys, 17, 18 years old, just kids. They grew up quickly. They left the security of their families, their friends, their community. No proms, no football games, no Saturday night dances. They went to faraway places and were put in harm's way. They saw things that young men shouldn't have to see. No one should. They had experiences, good and bad, which shaped their character and their lives, and in the process, shaped the destiny of this great country. For your unselfish contribution to your community, to your country, and on behalf of all the veterans assembled here, from the bottom of my heart, thank you and congratulations.
We reach that point in the ceremony where we will be presenting diplomas. And I would like to have the chair of the Attleboro School to be Jackie Ronecki come forward. We will be presenting diplomas as well as proclamations from the mayor, from the Senate and the House. And also, we will be presenting flags that have been flown over the Capitol. Those were brought to us through the offices of Congressman Jim Duggan.
I have the fine pleasure of reading the names of each of the graduates, as I did less than a week ago for the class of 2000. And our first diploma is awarded to Russell A. Allen. Donald Anderson. Michael Caruso. Warren Desjardins. Herb Dumont. Olive F. Fernstrom, accepting for him his wife, Barbara. Joseph A. Fontaine, accepting on his behalf his stepson, Dwight Manton. Howard Gilbert, accepting on his behalf his son, Marty. Evans Gilmore. Ernest Harrison. John Inman. Accepting on behalf of John is his son, James Inman. Raymond E. Johnson. Accepting on his behalf his brother, Howard Johnson. Roger M. Johnson. Accepting for him is also his brother, Howard Johnson. And we have also Russell Johnson's diploma. Our next diploma is for Lauren Kirby. Thomas Kirby, Jr. Kenneth Lincoln. Mrs. Romanecki asked if there was a beach ball in the audience. And our next diploma is for Kenneth Maynard. Congratulations. Stanley Menard. David Merkel. Andrew Nizio. John Perry Sr. Charles R. Raposa. Joseph Rion. Eugene Roy. Right. Joyner. Accepting on his behalf is his daughter, Kate Tessier. William Wald. Our next diploma goes to Carl Otto. And next, Michael Zito. And if you will join me in a standing ovation for our graduates.
Please remain standing for singing of God Bless America.
Gather far across the sea. Let us swear allegiance to a land that's free. Let us all be grateful for a land so fair as we raise our voices in a solemn prayer. Please join us in singing God Bless America.
Thank you all for participating in this very wonderful event.
and we'll join you for refreshments in the outside area. Thank you.